You can't get Mexico to pay for the wall. Of course you can.
Do you have any doubt that I will get them to pay for the wall?
We will build a wall as sure as you are standing there.
As sure as you're standing there. 100%.
100%.
100%.
Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's not going to pay for the wall? Vermont.
It now appears clear U.S. taxpayers will have to pay for it up front. What is your plan?
That's not clear at all.
So the American taxpayer will pay for the wall at first.
All it is we'll be reimbursed. Mexico will be reimbursing the United States. It'll be reimbursed. It may be through reimbursement. We did discuss the wall. We didn't discuss payment of the wall.
I will build a great, great wall, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my word.
We are not paying for that stupid wall. Build it if you want with the U.S. taxpayers' money.
We can protect our southern border without building the wall and spending $5 billion.
Let's say the wall costs $4 billion.
$5 billion.
The wall is going to cost $6 or $7 billion.
The wall's probably $8 billion. It's going to cost $10 billion.
The wall's going to cost $10 billion. Maybe 12.
We're putting down $25 billion for the wall.
And who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? Congress must fund the border wall.
So you don't need congressional approval to build the wall?
No, we can use them. Absolutely. We can call a national emergency because of the security of our country.
We're not doing a wall. Does anybody have any doubt about we're not doing a wall?
Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.
Well, no walls here. I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
Welcome to NewsRap, live at 5. We're back.
Yep. Wasn't that amazing?
That was an incredible. Thank you, Danielle Ross, for
amazing.
that amazing cold open.
Great job. Great job.
It's things like that that have gotten us, we're proud to say, picked as a finalist for the 2019 WAVE Awards. And what WAVE Awards is they give awards to what is video excellence.
All right.
And we are very proud to have done that, and we're very proud to be back for another season. All right. Well, to anyone out there who's a federal worker, we're sorry.
You have our deepest sympathies.
Yes, you do.
I mean, not to get paid after you work.
That's right.
When you do the work is a tragedy.
It's completely wrong. And what is going to now happen, I believe, is that we're moving into a phase which I'm going to call give him the effing wall phase.
Okay.
Because I think at some point we stop blaming Trump because it doesn't matter who's at fault, right? And so everyone gets blamed and people will start to say, come on, guys, just do it.
So translation, people want their money.
They want their money.
That's what we're about to get to.
And I think that's what Trump is counting on, is that then once the blame starts being spread around, the other thing he's counting on is something else. Maybe he's not counting on it, but it's the fact that right now the Democrats are the adults in the room.
And he's expected to be the child.
And he's expected to be the child. And so since they're the adults in the room, they're expected to give. They're expected to compromise enough to get the government open again, even though they have passed bill after bill to open the government.
Well, at one point there was a bill that both sides voted on, and he refused to sign.
Right. Even though Mitch McConnell will not allow these bills to come to the floor because he knows if they did, they would pass, and the government would be open again. So right now, I don't see a great way out of it. And I know that they're going to be looking to the Democrats to resolve this. And I'm going to say now why the Democrats should not give an inch.
So they should not bulge.
And I address this to every parent who is listening right now. If you have a child and your child wants a cookie, and your child starts to scream at the top of its lungs and stamps her feet and slams her hands on the table and says, "I want that cookie," do not give the child that cookie. Why? Because the next time that child wants a cookie, guess what that child's going to do? And if you give Donald Trump anything right now, guess what Donald Trump is going to do? Every single time he wants something, he is going to shut the government down in order to get it.
So they should do what my mom would do, throw the damn cookie jar out the window.
That's right.
And just...
Or throw it at him. But yeah.
Never buy.
Well,
throw it
no,
at your kid.
because then he'll pick up the crumbs, and no, you don't want to do that.
Just never buy cookies again.
Yeah, just throw, or never buy cookies again. Yeah, throw the cookie jar out the window.
What people don't realize is that locally, see, this is not, everybody looks at this.
Right.
All you hear on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, whatever you watch, we hear about a government shutdown. There is an apartment building in Pasadena.
Right.
Where the people who live there could not get their HUD vouchers recertified. And so the property management company has raised the rents to market value. 200% rental increase. 25 people have received eviction notices.
In Pasadena.
In Pasadena. Now, that's one building we know of.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee you that that's probably happened in Pasadena, in LA, and all around the region, all around the state. So this is not, don't just go a government shutdown.
No.
This is about people getting basic needs met if you rely on the government. This impacts you, period. That's where we are.
That's right. And you might have a story like that, because I'm sure that there are people who watch this show who might work for the federal government or might have contracts with the federal government. Now, some nonprofits are dependent on the federal government,
or who are fleeing
for grants
from the federal government.
You know, so well, I wasn't going to go there, but yes. But I mean, I know, for example, that there are nonprofits in Pasadena who depend on government grants. And if you're looking to get one of those grants right now, if you're in that process, everything stops. Everything shuts down.
Which means people don't get services.
That's right.
Jackie Robinson's waving at me.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jackie. But next week, we will be back on Pasadena Media live at 5, doing our thing for the rest of the winter and spring.
Now, how do you think this thing? So, do you think it ends that way? Do you think the Democrats will give in, or do you think this thing continues for another week? How do you think this ends?
I think that there's going to be pressure on the Democrats to give it. The question, I guess, that's still in my mind is who gives in first, the Democrats or Mitch McConnell? Because Trump will not give in. So I think that if there are a couple of more people like Lisa Murkowski who took to the floor this morning and said, stop this already. And she did not point fingers at the Democrats. She basically said, we'll talk about border security all you want, we'll back you, we'll do whatever you want, but open the government first. And if there are a few more people like that, then maybe Mitch McConnell succumbs to it. But right now, Mitch McConnell is thinking of his own butt, and he's thinking of what's going to happen to that butt if he doesn't back Trump. Well, he's up in 2020, and he's afraid of being primaried.
He's thinking of that butt he's kissing, and that's Trump's.
Well, that's true, too.
So is Lindsey Graham.
That's right.
That's where we are on this. What is the number Barry, let me ask you this. What number would the Republicans need to defect? How many before McConnell might feel that pressure? I think we're at 8 right now. 8 or 9 is what I heard.
We're at 8 or 9, but only 3 have spoken out.
Right. So would we need 10 people to speak out, or maybe even appear in the press and say, change this? I mean, can I address this comment real quick over here?
Of course.
A 200% rental increase in California, completely legal.
Yeah.
Although in LA County, including Altadena, There is a moratorium on rent increases, if I'm correct, but that hasn't gone into effect yet. So now would be the time to raise it. Same in Glendale.
Right.
But yeah, look, if you're in Pasadena, your landlord could raise your rent 25,000% if he sells. He could raise it to $1 million today. There's nothing in the law that stops him from doing that. It's just the way things are in California.
That's right.
So, but what's that number? We were just talking about that number.
I'm not sure what the number is. I think it might be 2 or 3 more.
Okay. Okay.
And it might depend on who. You know, is Rubio ready to flip? Is Toomey ready to flip? You know, who are we talking about? The problem is that a couple of pretty heavy right-wingers got elected.
Right.
In November. And they kind of replaced people that are less right-wing, right? So the question now is, and I'm waiting to see what Romney does, and he's kept his mouth shut.
Of course. Well, you know, Rubio had a great point today.
You know, after that op-ed, he's just kept his mouth shut.
You know, Marco Rubio had a great point. He said, as far as a national emergency, he said, are you prepared for President Kamala Harris to then declare a national emergency on climate control? If you open the door to this, you will never, ever be able to close it again.
Well, that's right. And
that's what's crazy about this.
Well, it's all crazy. It's all crazy. I mean, the point is that, first of all, if there is a national emergency, my understanding of emergency is you need to do something right away.
Immediate.
So, you know, if your solution to an emergency is to take 2 years
to build a wall
and use 10,000 Army Corps of Engineers people to build a wall, I mean, that's like, you know, if you're in a forest fire area and the fires are happening now, I don't think your best solution is to build a moat.
Right, which is going to take 3 to 5 years to build.
You know, it makes no sense. And why people aren't saying that over and over and over again, that's the one argument that they're not making.
Yeah.
They're not going to the microphone and saying, this is idiocy. This makes absolutely no sense. And so, no, there's no national emergency. There's a Trump emergency.
Well,
he's not getting his own way. He's not happy. And that's all this is about.
Wasn't there an app or something created so that if there was a national emergency, your phone would go off? Or
oh yeah, the alert, the presidential alert.
Has your phone gone off?
No,
mine hasn't gone off.
I'm waiting. I've been waiting for it. Yeah.
So,
nope.
Was it an emergency when the president had the entire Congress, all 3 branches of government? Was it an emergency then? When he had the House and the Senate?
Exactly.
It wasn't an emergency then.
No.
So he loses the House and it becomes an emergency.
And he was given a deal. And the deal included 25.
Well,
not 5, not 2. The deal included $25 billion for his wall. Remember that one?
For DACA.
For DACA.
Well, this is about Ann Coulter. This is about President Coulter.
It's about Ann Coulter, and it's also about Stephen Miller.
And Stephen Miller and his pals at Fox and the people on Twitter who was unfriending him.
Yeah. So we're being held hostage. This country is literally being held hostage. That's why you can't give him the cookie. Because if you tell him that this is a workable strategy, if you tell him that this is what he needs to do, he'll do it. And he'll do it every time.
Of course. If he thinks that this will ignite his base, because right now he is not winning new voters this way.
No, not at all.
He is losing potential new voters this way.
Okay. And James is asking us, does furlough letter provide any protection?
If somebody is gracious enough to give you that protection, but legally, your landlord could kick you out. I mean, 3 days, you can get a pay or quit.
The advice that the government is giving is
have a yard sale.
And also contact your lawyer.
Yeah.
So I know everyone has a lawyer just waiting.
Because those are free.
Because everyone has a Michael Cohen, right?
Yeah. A fixer. A fixer who's just hanging out.
They'll just, you know.
You're a landlord. For people that are worried about paying their rent checks, government employees right now, people that are worried about bill collectors, would you ask those companies, the landlords, to kind of go easy on?
I think they will. I think they
do
will.
you? I'm sorry. Would
No,
you ask
I
them,
think
sir?
that happens. You know, hey, I've been a landlord for a long time. I've been in the real estate business for a long time. When you see there are problems out there, difficulties out there, you know, the people are all good for the money. They work with people.
So we just had a comment while we were running that, and I don't know if we can pull it up again so I can read it. But basically, the gist of it was, oh, there it is. So do you think Trump is diverting attention from the Paul Manafort collusion, Mueller, Supreme Court decision? Is this just a distraction? I got to tell you, I don't think this is one of those things. I don't think this is a distraction. I think this is, he feels he cannot afford to lose. That's where I think he is. Because he will lose his base, and once he loses his base, he has nothing.
Well, Trump's base, they have to see him in a fight. He has to feed them that red meat, that he's a tough guy, that he's not afraid of anybody. So he thinks that these skirmishes and these dust-up, that it gives him something with his base. What it won't do is it won't create new voters.
No.
It won't move people who are independent, who didn't vote for him the first time, or anybody on the left. It won't move them to him. It won't move the needle from that 32 to 40% where he usually is.
I think that's right.
At all.
No.
And he was probably afraid of even sinking a little bit deeper as the Ann Coulters and the other people started saying, if you sign this without getting the wall, I'm done with you. So he was even worried about losing his base when he fought for this. But that's what this is about.
But let me ask this question, and then I want to go to some of the comments. But where are they going to go? Where are they going to go?
What are we talking about?
They have nowhere to go. What are they going to do?
Oh, his base?
Go to Steve King? I mean,
his base?
Yeah, I mean, or Ann Coulter, or any of them. Right now, I mean, it shows how weak he is. Because if I was Trump, and I heard all that noise, but the first thought that I would have politically is, where are they going to go?
Yeah, you're not going to vote for somebody else.
I'm the game.
Yeah.
So back me, idiots.
They're not going to vote for Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren.
Hell no.
Obviously.
Right? And what, are they going to primary him to the right? Lots of luck.
With who?
Right, exactly. So the point is, I would just say to them, hey, I'm the president. You know, last time I looked, I'm the president. You don't tell me what to do. I decide what to do. But you see, he's not a strong man.
I don't think he wants the wall.
I don't know what he wants.
I don't think he wants the wall.
Well, you know that you read that that was an invention of staffers who were trying to get him to raise the issue of immigration.
Right. So they said
because he wasn't raising it enough, and they decided that would be a really good image.
I think that all of this came up now when Pelosi and Schumer took power, and the reason we are having this now is because Donald Trump needs a boogeyman.
I think that's right.
And if he gets the wall, he doesn't have the boogeyman.
And I think this is all about the Democrats taking it. It's not a distraction. It's all about the Democrats taking over the House. Because rather than I mean, he had a couple of things, a couple of ways to go. One way could have been, okay, new ball game, new rules. Right. And I will work within those rules, and I will have some victories within those rules. That would be what a smart person would do. He's a dumb person. And so what he does is just, you know, push his head against this wall.
But imagine
banging his head against this wall.
So 2.5 years.
Yes. Well, before that, we have why did the Coast Guard
behind the curtains?
Yeah. Suggest to its military personnel, in order to survive the government shutdown, you should, I don't know why they did it, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the tone-deaf quality of all of these government pronouncements that are coming out is unbelievable.
Well, it sounds like entitlement.
Right.
You can't pay your rent, have a yard sale.
Yeah, right.
Go get a second job and babysit. Never mind the fact I owe you money and I should just pay you what I owe you.
Yeah.
Then let's do this. Now, I'm assuming, and I understand that everybody will get back pay.
Yes, they're supposed to get, well, not everybody. The contractors do not.
See, so some people are going to lose money, period.
Some people are just going to lose money.
I'd go home. I don't work for free.
Yeah, the contractors do not. Yes, the other workers will get back pay. But it's...
But consider this.
But people live on the edge.
Of course.
More people live on the edge than not.
Of course, unless you are rich and there's not really much of a middle class, everybody is living just about paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
And those who aren't living paycheck to paycheck, it probably would just take a $500 emergency push them to paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
But this is what you have to consider. If he can't use immigration as a boogeyman, if he got this wall, and this wall was completed, let's say, by 2021, 2022, and he no longer has the immigration boogeyman, he has nothing.
That's true, too.
He needs the boogeyman to keep people, he needs to keep people afraid. He needs to keep people believing in his conspiracy theory and following behind him to think that he's leading some great fight against the swamp. And if we get rid of the big bad immigration problem, which the wall won't make it go away.
Well, but then by 21-22, he doesn't run again. He can't run again.
But he still will be conducting himself the same way. Like you said, he's dumb. He's not going to be smart. I don't think he'll be in office in 2020.
No, I don't either.
But I still don't say he's smart enough at that point even to go, if he were to get reelected, okay, I'm here now. What are you going to do? Not vote for me next time? He needs to be liked. He's that insecure. He needs to be worshipped. You know, that's the need that this idiot has. So this is all about the fight. This is all about the posture. Otherwise, when he had both houses in Congress, when he had an entire Congress, he would have gone to Mitch McConnell then, and he would have gone to Paul Ryan, and he would have said, now's the time, give me the money for my wall.
Well, he's certainly demonstrating how not to negotiate. This is the art of the no deal. That's what this is.
This is the art of the fail.
This is the art of the fail and the art of the no deal because, and I know, you know, maybe some of you folks voted for Trump. Hopefully not. I hope we are drawing a different crowd than that.
But if you did.
But if you did.
You got suckered, man.
If you did, yeah, you got suckered.
You got taken for that long
Because you
ride.
thought that he was this great negotiator. He would be able to put these wonderful deals together.
Man, this
and
dude.
now what we're seeing time after time after time.
Let's build a Trump pyramid.
Yeah, build a pyramid.
Can we bury him inside?
Well, I won't go that far yet, but...
that's what you do with a pyramid.
Keep feeding him those cheeseburgers.
Hey.
That's all I can say.
Now, mention
Let
the
him
money.
eat those cheeseburgers.
Mention the money. I got a local one for you, Barry.
Okay.
So Danny Ray Wooten,
yeah,
the man who built Pasadena,
yeah,
out of millions of dollars in the embezzlement scandal for a decade, was convicted to 14 years in prison today, and he must pay, I think it's $3 million in restitution to the city. So that conviction happened, or that sentencing happened today. And his cohort, Tyrone Collins, got 7 years.
Was it embezzlement, fraud? What was it? What was the
embezzlement? Was the big charge. 53 counts, over 50 counts of embezzlement. Now the city has already been made largely whole again through insurance and that kind of stuff. So this was dealing.
Now
with
Danny Wooten
worked for the city.
Okay.
In the public works department.
Okay.
He was in the underground utilities program, so to move the wiring and the utilities underground. But what he was doing, I got to be honest here. I put some of the blame on the city. So what he was doing is he comes back to his boss with an invoice, and that invoice might say he did $2,000 worth of work. I give it to you. You're my boss. You sign it. So what should you do with the invoice? Turn it into accounting. They gave it back to him. He adds an extra zero. And he cashes out. Now, he is breaking the law.
He's the Paul Manafort of Pasadena.
Yeah, he's like the Manafort of Pasadena.
Gosh.
He may show up in the Trump campaign or administration any time now.
Could.
At this rate, right?
He could.
If he could have stayed out of the joint.
Wow.
Yeah, so some stupidity on the city's part, but
that's quite a story.
They say that they've changed the way they do business.
So did that just break, that story?
Yes, earlier today.
Right.
Earlier today. You know, been thinking about that.
I love it when you break news on the show. So,
yeah, when I can.
When you can.
When I can. It doesn't change the national what we're going through, but we try to do as much local as we can.
Yeah.
Here, you know, new police chief now.
Well, breaking the...
John Perez.
Tell me about that. So it is John.
It is John. John's sitting in the big chair now.
Right. Now, so good thing?
It's a good choice. Look, John Perez has been with the city upwards of 30 years. He's worked in every department, commander, deputy chief. If John Perez can't be the police chief, then that means the city wastes a lot of money on John Perez.
That's a great point, yeah.
So these national searches the city tends to do, in some ways they become frustrating because it's like, if you have people who are qualified, you should always hire from within.
Yeah, but you always feel like you have to check it out anyway.
Yeah, it builds morale, man. It's, what does it say to number 2 if you go, have somebody step over him? Why does he bother to do it? Oh, the Space Force.
I don't know. I'm lost on that one, James.
Well, Trump wants the Space Force.
Can't Space Force build a force field? Oh, it's a force field instead of a wall.
So a force field around the planet.
Oh, that sounds good, yeah. That's...
Only if we could send him to the moon first.
You might not be able to tunnel under that.
Well, if we could send him off planet first, then we can build it. I'd be fine with that.
Yep.
I'd be completely happy there.
That might be a solution. A force field might be. Well, actually, we're kind of talking about a force field in a way, because what the Democrats are saying is, can't we use something kind of like 21st technology? Can't we use drones and surveillance?
Of course.
And motion detectors.
I don't know, Wi-Fi
and
maybe?
things
Put some Wi-Fi over there?
Yeah, that might be fun,
Some facial recognition. I mean, there are a lot of I think there's a lot of things
instead of something that you can get through
that
with
you
a
could
hacksaw from Home Depot. I mean, it's and he tried to say, "Oh, well, that's Obama's."
That's Obama's.
No,
wall,
it wasn't.
Right?
It was his prototype. It was one of the prototypes that he had, put up there.
What are we gonna do when this guy is out of office?
Well, the show will go away.
We'll have nothing to complain about that.
We'll be talking about President Warren or President Harris and gloating. I don't know.
But it looks like Democrats are some of them are starting to declare and step up.
They are, and we'll probably get into that more next week. But
yeah, I know you were pretty excited about one of them.
I am a big Elizabeth Warren fan. The reason I'm a big I'll tell you several reasons why I'm a big Elizabeth Warren fan.
You have 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Okay. Reason number 1, she was active before she ever thought about politics.
Okay.
Reason number 2, she's a woman. I think this is the year of the woman. This year, I do think. I think we didn't get there with Hillary. I think we are going to get there this time.
Okay.
And even if we don't, I think that's what the Democrats want.
Well, I think we are going to get there.
But I think
the big chair or the vice president.
I think we get there. I think given what happened in Congress, I think we get there. 3, she is the best person to deliver the anti-corruption message. She's been fighting corruption all of her life.
Give me 2 more.
All right, I'll try.
Or is that it?
She was born in Oklahoma. She's, despite the fact that she has a Massachusetts next to her name, nothing like a person from Massachusetts. Okay. She's folksy. I think she can reach to the Bernie base of working people, but I think she has a much stronger relationship, at least from what I've been hearing, she has a much stronger relationship with people of color.
Okay.
Than Bernie did.
Let's leave it there.
That's what I think. I think she really checks the boxes, and we'll see. So far, she's had a great opening.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see who else steps up.
And that's it for us. So we hope you're going to be with us next week and every week.
And it'll all be live next week.
And it'll all be live, and it'll all be here for you to join in the conversation, because that's the most important part for us. So until the next time.
I'm Andre Coleman.
And I'm Barry Gordon, and this has been NewsRap.
Have a great weekend.